And here we are.
Here we are. A little bit of a delay.
Yeah, I got to hit the button. It takes me a minute to get there.
Oh, wait.
Your
I got
volume's
the
on.
volume on my phone.
And we're frozen.
And we're frozen.
Okay.
I'm not frozen. If I'm frozen, I'm the dude in the hut that throws the guy out. I'm like, with the big red beard.
Yeah.
What's his name? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, good evening, everybody.
Sorry we weren't here last Monday night.
Yeah.
We had the VBS at church. Mm-hmm. And Amanda put the mouse on my face again.
It's my favorite place to put it, right on his face.
I'm going to put it on her face. Stop. Anyway, we were at VBS at the church last week.
Yeah, so we had
4 nights of VBS.
Yeah, 4 nights. It was bless the Lord, oh my soul. I'm glad it's over.
I missed 2 of the nights. I had to, while we were in Alaska, got an email said I had to go to New Orleans for a meeting. So I missed 2 nights of VBS. But,
yeah, and I had first graders, and bless their sweet little hearts. They were wild.
And they love Jesus too.
They do. Next year, I want to be in the potato room, also known as the infants.
Let them love Jesus at that young age.
That's right. But no, it was good.
You can imagine tonight's conversation is going to be about
Alaska.
All things Alaska.
Yeah, so let me buzz through here and say hello. Jeremy was first in the chat.
And if you're in here, say hey. I don't know if some people are in Facebook land or not.
No, we're not on Facebook.
We're not on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Just the tube of you.
We've got Michael Reed in the house. Said they're under flash flood watch until midnight tonight.
Well, that is unspectacular.
Yeah, we got Daryl Dean in the house. I am sure that Renee is there somewhere nearby. Got the Deans on deck here. Josh will eventually pick up one of their stickers.
Yes.
Established 1997.
Yep.
Aunt Linda is here with us tonight. What's up, Aunt Linda? We've got Gerald Abear. I know that Lori better be there somewhere.
She may be in the swimming pool.
And Chris and Tiffany and Sarah and whoever else is with them. So welcome to everybody who's in the chat and everybody who is not in the chat to y'all also. So we're excited to talk FRGC 3 and Alaska and FRGC 4 and all the fun things.
And future cruises that we have that are not FRGC
4. He wants to show y'all a duck. I was sitting at a table and a teenager walks by. They were doing the teen scavenger hunt and they needed to take a picture with me because of something. I forget what I had on. Anyways, he plopped the duck down on my table. And then I had a plate of fries and I was done with him. He said, "Are you done with those?" "Yes." "Can I have some?" "Yes." He grabbed him a handful and off he went.
That's the first duck I've ever seen with a mohawk. So that's pretty cool. We had to keep it.
I kept this duck because it's not a duck. It's a whale. And it's a squeaky whale. Well, I know Tiffany found one.
J-Lo perked up. She was like, "Wait a second, what was that?"
So this was my, I found this duck on the cruise. And I mean, it was an Alaskan cruise. You had to find a whale.
The Have Luggage Will Travel mascot is here tonight. She's down here.
Don't be mean to her.
She's sniffing it.
Anyways, and then we're gonna let's just show them all the souvenirs.
Well, wait a second.
Wait a second.
We gotta wait to see. Oh, that souvenir. Yeah. I thought you was talking about this one. I was gonna say we gotta wait to see if they're in here before we show this.
This is our a sign that the whale watching tour company had made since we did have a private tour. And so at the end, the guy was like, well, his name was Randy. He said, "Does anybody want this?" I was like, "I'll take it." So I randomly kept the bar party sign. We had the 9:30 whale watch tour, 23 adults. Our bus driver was Randy.
Bus driver was Randy?
Yep.
Sweet. So we'll add this to the back here somewhere at some point.
We'll over here. Anyways, that was just a fun little thing. Oh, and we went to Seattle before the cruise.
We went to
have the leaning tower of Space Needle.
Well, they can't tell. It's, you know what I feel like? This is like on Despicable Me 1 when he shot the toilet and he's like, "Here's you little toilet."
Tiny toilet.
But yeah, it got broken, the luggage, and we glued her back together. So it'll be hid within the props up here, so you won't be able to tell that it had been broken. See, it's broken on this. Yeah, you won't be able to tell it.
The Space Needle was super cool. What are you doing?
I don't know.
The Space Needle was really cool. Neater? I said neater.
Yeah.
The
There we go.
Space Needle
It's even leaning on camera. See?
was really cool.
Ooh, it's the Leaning Tower of Space Needle.
Thank you. I haven't gotten to that because we just started blabbing, but I am going to talk about that tonight.
Yes.
That was such a cool day. Such a cool day. Space Needle was super cool. It was clear. Seattle was clear.
Yes, very clear. Very rare day.
It was so crazy.
Yeah, half the people in here were there. The other half wasn't there. We got to see Mount Rainier.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a walk around video I haven't posted yet of the Space Needle. Like if you was to walk basically at a brisk pace, it takes a little bit over a minute to get all the way around.
Yeah,
so I do have the video, like 1 minute and 23 seconds. So
and then what else do we have?
Let's see. This is one of the things you get if you ever come on a FRGC with us.
Yeah, the door hangers.
The famous door hangers. It's our, well, let me get the string out of the front so you can see it.
That was the logo that was on the shirt.
Logo on the shirt ends up
and
matching.
this stuff was on the sleeves.
Yeah, ends up matching the door hangers. This was ours and the kids. We got ours from
FRGC 2
hanging up there, so which y'all can't see it, but
yeah.
it's hanging behind us,
behind
y'all in front of us.
So, and speaking of the shirt, we have this. Oh. Well, this is not the actual logo on the shirt because it's a short sleeve shirt. That's actually what was on the door hanger. But here's our signed shirt. And Steven, if you ever watch this back, he said happy birthday.
Yeah, the door hangers were super handy to help find your room if you were lost.
Yeah.
So, hey, if you ever do a group cruise and you use Gary Manning to do your group cruise logo for you and to make your shirts, which neither one of us have on. Mallory has her hoodie on.
Actually has hers on.
He will give you one of these shirts if you want to have a commemorative one signed. This is ours from last year.
I absolutely love the shirts, the signed t-shirts.
Last year was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Great logo.
Last year, actually, because the Mannings were on the cruise, they got to surprise us with that.
Yeah. And then
this year, I mean, we already knew that it was a thing at this point. So he was like, I'm sending you your shirt. Get people to sign it.
We did it for Eddie and Laura's group cruise. We had a shirt for them also. Yeah. We're working on FRGC 4's logo, but Gary and them will be here 4th of July as of right now. Then we will hopefully finalize the logo. And then Amanda got something really, really cool.
I'm showing you a snippet of it in the bottom of the screen. Can anybody guess what this might be? Floating across the bottom of the screen.
There's Dr. Sheree. That's the person we were waiting on.
We were waiting on you. We're going to wait on this guy or gal or thing. I don't know.
We were showing some of our souvenirs, Dr. Sheree.
Dr. Sheree, where is my friend that I will see in September of 2026? So we were outside on
Glacier
Day, which was it wasn't our first full day, it was the second day. So that was Saturday.
Yes.
And this thing comes outside, this person in a suit, and he's a totem pole. But Lori Abear, Gerald's wife, says, oh, he looks like a punching bag. So the photographer the whole time is, come take a picture with the punching bag. Even to people who weren't with us, who weren't there whenever Lori called it a punching bag. So it was hilarious. He'd walk up behind us. He'd be talking to random people. Come take a picture with the punching bag. So Kevin, which is Sheree's husband, he's going to take a picture with the punching bag.
Here he is.
And so little did he know that I took a picture with him with the punching bag. Yay. So there's me and Kevin and the punching bag.
Man, and see, that's what sold Kevin on coming on FRGC 4.
I know.
He is already excited, picked out the room he wants to stay in.
Me and him will take a picture with the towel elephant.
Then don't worry, Mr. Kevin. We will have you on a platform.
Oh, you're going in a
frame somewhere right around here.
Yeah.
But matter of fact, you know what? Let me see if I can lean it up with my bottle planes and stuff for a minute.
Yeah. So me and Kevin and the punching bag. It was great. So
there you go. Look.
So I didn't know that his wife was buying the picture for me, and I was so tickled when she handed it to me.
And every time she gets to watch our lives now, she will get to stare at her handsome
Her
husband right here.
Yes. So that was a fun day. Glacier Day was a fun day. And that's actually the footage that I put up today. I don't know if anybody has watched that yet. But I did edit a video. I edited a video. It was very easy.
It was actually,
but I did it.
Picking a start and stop point.
No, that was the whole thing.
Oh,
I had to overlay music and add in beginning screens and end screens, and I edited a video. Thank you. And I will share that link with you guys. It is less than 6 minutes long.
Yes.
And it is our journey through the Endicott Arm and all the way up to Dawes Glacier. And
if you have anybody that asks you, hey, how beautiful is Alaska? Share this link with them, send it to them, tell them watch it, leave a thumbs up. Tell them, hey, please watch the whole video. Yeah. It's worth it.
It goes you will see the glacier.
Some parts of it's going really good speed, and then you can tell when the cruise ship slowed down when another cruise ship was passing it and stuff, but it's pretty sped up.
Yeah, it's time-lapsed.
I'm glad he's laughing because, this too can happen to you if you come
I will photobomb any of your pictures. Gladly.
Yes, she will.
It was just like, it was just opportunity. It was there. I took it. How dare I not take an opportunity when it presents itself?
I tell you, Mr. Roger,
he loved it and is feeling guilty now. We might get a yes to FRGC4. Yeah. I told you I'd pay for your round of golf on the cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'll even play it with you.
I'll bring you some free Titleist golf balls to play with.
On the cruise ship.
On the cruise ship.
He said, that's not golf.
It is a version of golf.
Sorry.
Small.
That was
small
funny.
Version. Miniature golf, almost, I would say.
But that cruising day, when we took that picture, that was probably my favorite day.
Okay, before we get lost in the thing, what I was going to say was Mr. Rogers sent me some pictures from the cruise today, and he's like, man, what a great time. And I said, that's what it's all about, memories. Amanda's going to share her last thing.
Does anybody know what it is? If you weren't there.
Before we get into our thoughts about the cruise.
If you were there, you don't get to guess because you already know. Or maybe you've forgotten. I don't know. And if your name is Gerald Avery, you can't guess either. Because you definitely know.
And Dr. Street J-Lo is here. She's at
She is laying on my foot.
She's curled up. Well, she was sleeping. Now she's looking at me because I said her name.
Right.
The mascot of Have Luggage Will Travel.
Okay, you ready? This animal goes.
So we can get on. Show them so we can get on and talk about.
Y'all, look what Lori crocheted me.
Man, I had to think of crocheted, folks.
I did. Well, I always say knitted. Look, she even got the detail on the tail. Y'all, is this not the coolest thing you've ever seen?
I thought the duck back here was cool.
Right? She bust out a whole doggone orca this time. I was like, what? What in the world?
And as usual, Mr. Gerald then blessed me with my favorite candy, Heavenly Hash, which I got to share with my great cruising buddy, Sarah, and she loved it too.
So my orca, he said, bet, Josh, if you get golf balls. Hey, we got the golf balls.
Oh, no, I do. I got plenty of Titleist golf balls at work.
We got all the golf balls. You just booked the cruise. Anyways, this little fella will have a special home up here. We haven't placed him there. I'll place him when we're not online.
And we forgot our Alaska license plate. I just turned around and realized.
And by we, you mean you.
Yeah.
Because I had.
I was busy. Very
so anyways,
busy.
Is this not the coolest thing? Like, it's amazing.
I was. When I seen it, I was like, one, this is like really well made. Yeah. And two, I was like, holy moly, how long did that take? But just like Amanda said, look at the detail in the tail and the sides.
And he didn't go into captivity when he was in the suitcase on the way home.
And this is a male because last night we were watching a cool couple that did a National Geographic cruise in Alaska. It was more arched over as a female, so this was a male.
Y'all, that National Geographic Alaskan cruise, I want to go on it.
Yeah, very expensive though. And only 60 people are on the boat.
I want to
But
go
they
on it.
do something that I wanted to do with Mallory, and we talked about it, and they did it.
Bowling
I
plunge.
guessed.
You didn't hear that.
Dear, hold you well and hush. They, at one point, will bring you back from the glacier day and let you do a polar plunge. And me and Mallory were talking about it. I know. Amanda said our reception's horrible.
Sorry, guys, that we're freezing up. I don't know why the internet's acting full.
Anyway, hey, we do have a snack of the night, and then we're going to talk about Alaska. Boom, right here. Happy birthday, cakes.
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stephen. Happy birthday to you.
So Amanda and the kids love the birthday cake sticks. Hey, there's someone calling.
The birthday cake sticks are my favorite.
You should answer it while we're on the line and be like, hey, quit being rude. Birthday cakey.
It's giving moon pie. I don't love moon pies.
It's very moon pie kind of texture.
Jayla, what are you doing?
Running around looking for something.
Well, Eddie, I wasn't expecting you tonight.
Hey, Eddie. Sorry.
I don't hate it.
Praying for you guys. No, it's good.
I don't like moon pies, and I don't hate it.
I give it a 7. 7. Yeah. 7 out of 10. No, don't start your baloney, Miss Filoni. Come here. Come say hey to everybody.
She said, well, all she wants to say hey to is a snack cake.
You know, it takes us 30 minutes of the live to get in actually talking about cruising. Here's J-Lo. Say hey to everybody. She wants the cake.
She does. Indeed, she does.
So what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about Alaska first or the cruise ship first?
We've already talked a little bit about Alaska. Let's talk cruise ship first.
All right. Carnival
Luminosa.
Illuminati. Luminate. Laminate. Carnival laminate.
I don't know why this
Carnival lama.
So would you sail the Carnival Luminosa again?
To where? Dr. Street
Anywhere.
that give you hugs and sugars. Anywhere. The Caribbean? No.
I know. I thought it was a Little Debbie's franchise. You would think that.
No, we still got our Little Debbie. We're still waiting for our sponsorship, Little Debbie. Thank you.
We've been waiting for a long time.
And we'll keep waiting.
Chris says no.
No. To the Caribbean, no. Would I go back onto it to Alaska? Yeah, because of the covered pool area, watching movies, all that kind of stuff. I get that. Great Alaska ship. Outside of that, no, I wouldn't. Isn't the Carnival Spirit aren't the same? Even though it says it's closely related to the Carnival Spirit.
It's like a hybrid Vista Spirit class thing. It's weird. I'm sorry. Yeah, we are. Ugh.
Anyway, she gets easily distracted. She's worried about us freezing up. I'm not worried about us freezing up. Anyway, so no, I agree. Spirit covers the top also. It sure does. No on the Luminosa. Yeah, not our favorite ship. What makes it not your favorite ship?
The Lido, I guess it would be the Lido deck where the buffet's at.
Mm-hmm.
I hated how closed off it was in the middle.
Well, that's how most of them are, except for on XL class ships.
No, not that closed off.
Mm-hmm.
The buffet wraps around.
Some of them it does. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And so it felt one side felt very secluded from the other.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
And I didn't love that.
I didn't like the lack of seating. Like the Carnival Spirit's a small ship, but the Carnival Spirit felt like it had more seating.
Maybe.
It did.
And then
it felt like.
And then right here, this right here, the smoke from the casino was horrible.
Hey, Miss Stacy and Tie-Dye Dave.
It was the worst smoke situation on a cruise ship
by far that I've ever
down.
experienced.
I refused to even go sit in Ocean Plaza.
Yes.
Because it was awful.
You could literally smell it into the deck where the glass elevators are and the bar area down there. You could smell it that far out.
Yeah.
And we get it. It's European ship. so take that with a grain of salt. That they had to find a place for the arcade, which was small, which was right by the casino. Which so if you wanted your children and allow them to play in a casino, there's right there. You couldn't really enjoy Ocean Plaza because it was really overwhelming. Unless you sat maybe on the far side over there away from the entrance of the casino, it maybe was a little bit better. I only went into Ocean Plaza for our meet and greet and one time to look for Amanda. The smoke and the crazy thing, I don't say cool, the crazy thing is that you see a ship that Carnival took from one of their brands and try to fit Carnival stuff into it because the sushi place was located in the casino. Was in the casino. The piano bar was basically a stage at the end of a bar right by the elevator bank in the back of the ship.
Yeah, it was like right by the main dining room.
Yeah, right by the main dining room and a bank of elevators. So it was a lot of hey, let's take what we do good on our other ships and try to find a spot and stick it on this ship.
Chris says they put up with Ocean Plaza because the band was really good. I
couldn't go.
I couldn't. I hate that I missed the band. Y'all know I love a good band, but I couldn't. Like,
yeah,
it was just too much.
It was a lot. But overall, but back to the question: would you sell Carnival Luminosa again?
Okay, so here's my thought. I'm not a hard no, but I would search out other alternatives first. It would be a last ditch. Like, it's the only way I can take whatever. Like, I want to really take this particular cruise, and that's the only way I can do it.
Yeah, so a lot of people are agreeing with what Chris said. Tie-Dye Dave is in Virginia, but I'm sure he says hello. I'm sure he does too.
The layout of the food area was not good, yes, and the food options were also lacking, and yes.
Well, I tell you,
this was not their best pizza.
No, pizza was terrible. Sandwich place was good. The deli
is all right.
What sandwich did you get there?
I got a BLT, and they put mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, bacon on it, and then put it in the oven. Like, why would you warm up my mayonnaise, lettuce, and tomato?
That's because they don't know no better, Amanda. You have to tell them what you want.
That was gross. But the chips were good.
You can't do nothing wrong with dumping Lay's out of a bag. But the deli was good. The Chinese food, Asian
hit
food
or miss,
place,
but that was that way on the Spirit for me too.
Yeah,
I don't like all of it.
I will tell you, if you ask Philip if he came up here,
Dave liked it.
If the deli did good, he'd say yes because I think he ate 13 buffalo chicken sandwiches or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like that ship would have to be the only way that I could take whatever cruise it was I was seeking out.
Mm-hmm.
If there are other alternatives, I'm going other alternatives.
I would find it hard pressed, and
even other cruise lines would be an option.
Yeah, like I don't like bashing ships, but it's probably bottom of the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody was going to Alaska for the first time, I wouldn't tell them not to go on that ship. I would just warn them about the ship. Most ships, I don't give any warning.
A new cruiser. So my parents, when they went on it, they loved it. They had zero complaints about it, but they had no expectations of a Carnival cruise.
I know, that's what I just said.
So I'm going to agree with Dr. Sheree. The burger was good.
It's the same thing. It
was. It's not Guy's Burger by brand.
It doesn't have all the Guy's sauce on it, and you don't get a donkey and a whatever, all that.
I don't eat all that mess anyways.
Blue iguana is the exact same.
Yeah, Mallory had a burrito one day once. She's like, it tastes just like blue iguana.
I had a burrito one day. It was blue iguana. So all the mash about there's no blue iguana.
There are perfectly good, acceptable substitutes.
I will tell you though, they're not in here, but the bowl wearers did discover something, and they're willing to not fight Will G about it, but have a conversation with Will G about it. That Mallory J-Lo, that the chocolate chip cookies were way better on the Luminosa than any other Carnival ship. And we're talking about these people are close to being diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Not like us normal folk, like us barely platinums becoming gold.
Yeah.
Or just Kevin.
Poor Kevin.
That's red. Well, that's how he introduced himself.
I know. He said, I'm just Kevin.
He's like, oh, Dr. Sheree, give her a hug, everything. And he goes, I'm just Kevin. But anyway, and Those chocolate chip cookies were the bomb.
Those, I waited until like the next to last day to try them, and I was like, oh my gosh, I ate like 30. Yeah, so you had to go to the omelet station to get bacon, and they served you.
So I get that because that's probably the most expensive breakfast item they have.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen a lot of wastefulness with the kids that were on the cruise ship, which was not a lot of kids. I seen kids literally fixing ice cream cones and throwing them in the thing and fix another one and throw it in the thing and wouldn't even eat them. Mm. So I get it. Like, you're going to protect it, because when you have a bunch of Americans on a cruise ship, you know what the number one breakfast food item they're going to eat? Bacon. And the amount of people from the South that was on that cruise
was a lot.
So your bacon consumption, they're looking at, they're like, all right, 80% of this cruise is from the South. So our bacon consumption is going to be at an all-time high.
Right.
They do that.
But they had it every day.
You. They did have it every day.
So there was no more vacation, but you had to have it served to you, which was fine.
So overall, I give the ship, it's probably my least favorite cruise ship I've ever been on. But would I go on it again? Yes, in the right situation, because you know why? Because I'd be on a cruise.
At the end of the day, a cruise is a cruise. Okay, so like Lori had the same experience that I did. One of the dividers on our balcony was hitting screws. They had them just screwed in with like sheetrock screws or something. And me too, Dr. Sheree. Me too. So me and Lori folded up washcloths and stuffed it in there so the thing would stop banging.
Amanda got cranberry bread the night we had it. She wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
So I asked our head waiter and I slipped him some money, and he went downstairs and got her some bread.
But they made me cranberry bread every night. It was so awesome. I've never had them do that for me before. I asked our waiter, I said, when is cranberry bread night? And he went down and he talked to the chef. And he was like, he'll make it for you every night. I was like, what? And they brought me cranberry bread every night.
Yeah.
And it was great.
I didn't have tacos, Chris, but great staff over.
Oh my gosh.
Except for the one guy at customer service.
One guy. It was one guy.
One guy. He got himself in hot water, but anyway.
You got lots of trees and an abomination. That one guy.
Yeah.
That one guy.
Yeah. So everybody.
Y'all, I have never experienced such an atrocity as this guy at customer service.
Anyway,
3 different times.
We're not going to go into it.
I'm sorry I went
but
there.
Anyway, it'll be taken care of, or it has been taken care of.
I'm just going to tell you though, hands down, the staff on these smaller ships is phenomenal. It was that way on the Spirit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was that way on the Luminosa. I love the staff.
Miss Norma.
I'll share with you in September too.
Well, y'all seen who all come and paid a visit at the table. I never got to eat dinner with Amanda on the cruise
last
night, and I forgot the night everybody come in there. They were like, "Who's that all over talking about?" I was like, "I don't know."
So I had the maitre d' walk up to me. Now this is because they knew that we had booked a group cruise and that I had booked everybody. Hi, Together We Travel. Sorry, our connection is horrible tonight.
Hey, Together We Travel. Long time no see.
The maitre d' came up, then the hotel director came up, then the head chef came up.
And then the head over the room stewards came to our room twice during the cruise.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was interesting because Miss Norma said that to me too. Miss Norma and Miss Roger, which y'all on the cruise, y'all know. She leaned over. She said, "I'm really liking this smaller ship idea." And I said, "Yeah, if you were with us on FRGC2, God bless you, because that was a wild time in the middle of summer on the Carnival Jubilee.
Yes,
with craziness. And we've noticed the few times we've been on smaller ships, it's been a lot less chaotic.
Yeah.
Hence why next May we're going on the Dream and not the Jubilee to Celebration Key.
Yeah.
Because we're thinking school's gonna be getting out, parents are gonna say, okay, roller coaster, a bunch of water slides. Let's put our kids on that versus the Carnival Dream, which is just water slides.
Which is also why FRGC 4 is in September.
Yes.
That was intentional.
And it's on Carnival Jubilee.
It's on Jubilee.
Jubilee. Going to Celebration Key.
Mallory's yelling at the dog again. So for those of you just joining us, I'm sorry. I'm stressing out. Our connection is terrible. I do not know why. Just bear with us. It's in and out. I'm so sorry.
I don't know. Philip's probably done something to our Wi-Fi.
Stacy said we had an issue with our shower not draining, and maintenance was there within 10 minutes and fixed it.
Yeah.
I mean, the staff on these smaller ships, they just are, they don't have as many people to take care of as they do on these larger ships.
I wonder, I need to look. Chris, you may know this because Chris and Gerald Aber get in all the statistics. No, I was going to say they're like statisticians and statistics people at the same time.
Yeah.
I wonder if the crew per cruiser ratio is greater on a smaller ship than on a bigger ship.
Like there's more
like so for every one cruiser, there's like 1.5 crew members. And like on a smaller ship, it's one cruiser to every 2.25 crew members. Because you seem like you get quicker, faster service on a smaller one. So I'm wondering if the cruiser to cruise ship person ratio is greater.
Yes, I think so. But overall, the Luminosa got us to Alaska. It was amazing. It was incredible.
A lot of people got sick on it, though.
Yes.
That first day at sea was not fun for some folks.
No, that was rough. But we all survived. And it was spectacular. And I would absolutely do it all over again. And I will do it all over again.
Yeah, we're going back to Alaska in 2027. So as soon as those dates are released, that is not probably going to be FRGC 5.
That's going to be How Luggage Will Travel does Alaska 2.0.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That FRGC 5, for y'all to know, we already know what it is. It's Perfect Day Mexico on the Carnival Symphony. Carnival Symphony of the Seas. As soon as those dates are released, whenever Symphony. It's been a long day at work. Symphony goes for the first time.
You said it right. You said symphony.
I said symphony.
That's right.
I know. It sounded weird. I'm tired. I haven't recovered from Alaska.
Yeah.
We got home at 2:30 Friday morning, and I got up and went to work.
It was rough.
Yeah, and I haven't slept since then, really. So, yeah.
But yeah, so I shared that video up in the chat a little while ago. That's the first video that we've put out, like a true edited video of Alaska, and it was the time lapse of our day cruising Endicott Arm. I know. I'm there's new people in here. And so that day to me was my favorite.
I'm gonna look at you like Mr. Kevin does when you're talking about FRGC 4.
I love Alaska, so beautiful. I would go again. Great. We'll see you there in 2027.
2027.
Go ahead and tell Kevin to buy some warm clothes.
Thank you, Miss Stacy. Jet lag was terrible.
It was awful.
We got to Denver, and our plane was delayed in Seattle. We literally sat on the runway for an hour. We get in there, man. It's like, well, good. Our plane was delayed in Denver. We get to Denver, and it got delayed like 3 or 4 more times. And our plane was coming from Bell, Colorado, which was only 90 miles down the road.
I expect to just drive.
Yeah. So we got in. Our great friends that we showed their sticker early.
Yep,
Dean's on deck. Had our car sitting there waiting on us, and we got home about 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm tired just thinking about it.
All right. So, hey, that was that. Let's talk about Alaska.
Okay.
Was the glacier as cool as you thought it was?
Hands down.
So if you haven't watched, we did a live. We had the live running.
Thank you.
Hey, Anthony.
That's what we're talking about right now.
So we have a live of on our channel on top of the time lapse video, but we talked in a little bit of it, but we had a lot of people on their decks talking and stuff. We turned it on to hear the thing, the waterfall, and then we get notice. Hey, you can see the glacier. So we're like, okay, so let's go. If you haven't watched all of that live, watch all of it, or fast forward to the middle of it when you see me leave our room, go get in the elevator.
Yeah.
Like I leave the live going.
Yeah.
And we see the glacier. So seeing a glacier and all the gigantic icebergs.
There literally aren't words.
Yes, there are.
To describe it. How it made me feel.
Cold.
It was beyond frigid, magnificent and amazing and beautiful and spectacular. It was more than that. It was more than all of that.
It was cool. It was cool.
To watch, and you can see it on the probably on the live, but I know for a fact you can see it on the time lapse video. You can see the water even changing colors.
Yeah.
So the closer we got, the more beautiful and emerald green the water got, and the icebergs were so cool. And the wake from the cruise ship. Now we're putt-putting, right? So the wake from the cruise ship would hit them and splash up on the icebergs, and it flipped a couple of them over.
It broke one into 4 pieces.
Yeah. So it was really cool to see the effects of the water hitting those icebergs and to hear it and see it. And it was magnificent day.
Yeah. This was her cruise. Like, I loved Alaska. I thought it was great. I want to see interior Alaska. Like, I want to go off into the mountains and like stay in a cabin in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's the Alaska I want to see. It's cool seeing it from a cruise ship. Seeing it from the cruise ship makes me want to go do that even more.
Yeah. And all the animals that we saw that day.
Yeah.
I saw a moose that day.
Whales.
We saw whales that day.
Porpoises.
Actually, Gerald Abear and I saw a whale breach completely out of the water, which was really, really rare and cool.
Mm-hmm.
We saw porpoises. I saw mountain goats.
No.
Or sheep. I don't know what they were.
You have no photographic evidence of that, so those sheep or goats do not exist.
Yes, they exist. I saw them. They exist.
The going theme was on the cruise. If you do not have photographic evidence, it does.
They existed. Exist. I saw them.
Nope.
I watched them walking on the mountain with my binoculars. Snow does not walk. It was mountain goats or sheep or whatever. I don't know what's. I actually don't know what's up there.
It's mountain goats.
It's mountain goat. But that's what I thought. Okay. So it's one of those two. And then we saw, well, we didn't see eagles that day. We didn't see eagles till Juneau. I didn't see any eagles until Juneau.
Maybe so. I don't remember.
So, but the whale breaching was really, really cool. Seeing the moose was really cool.
So Trevor took a picture of the moose and it looked more like an Area 51 UFO file.
Shut up.
Exactly. Did you see goats, really? But anyway, it looked more like an Area 51 file.
So I told him I wish he would have been there because his Samsung, y'all know I am pro Apple all the way, except for the camera on the Samsung phone. It is legitimately far superior. Yep. So if he had been there, we could have gotten a nice clear picture of that moose. I am quite certain, and possibly even the goats.
Well, I mean, I could take pictures of the craters on the moon with my phone.
So we would have gotten a picture of the goats if Josh would have been there, but he was too busy huddled up inside trying to stay warm.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I walked around the whole cruise without a jacket on except for like one port. Yeah, that's what I was doing. No, I was sitting there seeing the same stuff you was seeing, drinking coffee.
But it was so magnificent outside. When you go to Alaska, you have to go up onto the outside observation deck because you have a full panoramic 360-degree view, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
The mountains are just...
I know everybody's like, Amanda's selling it, and I'm like, No, it was amazing. I seeing the glacier ain't what I thought. It's not what I considered amazing out of the whole cruise. That wasn't what I thought.
It wasn't the glacier that did it for me. It was the scenery leading up to the glacier. That's what got me. I was like, this is spectacular. I've seen more snow and ice this year than I have my whole life. And Josh, I have photograph in my brain of the whale breaching. See, you saw it with me though, so I have a witness that he trusts. And yes, the waterfalls were everywhere.
Yeah.
And the color of the water and just everything. I don't know. It was just I don't know. I don't even know how to describe the day for me.
It's an amazing place. So for all y'all in here, because the large majority of you in here went to Alaska with us, for the ones that didn't go to Alaska. Mm-hmm. Come in 2027. We're going back. And
going with a group was so fun because getting to take the whale watching tour together, and I know we hadn't got there, but like getting to take the whale watching tour together, and it was just the 23 of us that wanted to go whale watching together. Was so cool.
And it was great being able to help Steven celebrate his birthday on the cruise. I mean, nothing like going on a cruise with some of your bestest buds on your birthday.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, even when it's not your birthday.
It's such an amazing event.
Oh, yeah. Place. We had Well, you know what? I think it'd be best if I just shared this picture. What do you think?
You're the one running the live. I'm
I
just
think
here.
we'll just share this picture. So it really wasn't Steven's birthday. And for those of you who don't know, this is going to be Steven. It's back this way.
Right.
Steven Lyles. He found us through Carnival Cruising Podcastaways.
And he's already booked for FRGC 4.
He's coming on 4. Him and his wife, Sarah. Super great people. And so there was this table near us in the dining room, and every night, I'm not exaggerating, every night they sang happy birthday to somebody different at that table.
Yeah, it was one of the big circular tables that sits like 8
people. So
people.
He makes the mistake of saying while I'm at the table with him this particular night, I would really hate for them to sing happy birthday to me. I was like, oh, okay. So the next night, I'd forgotten, but they sang happy birthday to the happy birthday table. And then I remembered. And so our head waiter comes to our table, and I yelled across the table because I'm at a different table. Hey, Steven, happy birthday. And our waiter took it from there. It was not his birthday. So here he is with his birthday cake. So by the time he comes on FRGC 4, he said he'll be about 101. Well, his birthdays that are in between. But yeah, so that was a really fun night, singing happy birthday to Steven. And it wasn't even his birthday. So, you could come on the group cruise and we'll celebrate your not birthday. I don't know. It was great. It was really funny. But yeah, so getting to do all the things with all the people every night is just, I don't know. It was so awesome. Y'all, I really, really, really can do all the talking. I hate doing all the talking when I'm up here by myself because I feel like I am absolutely talking to myself. So I'm going to need y'all to really get active in the comments while Josh isn't sitting here because it's awkward. Whale Watching Crew said we were the best. Yes. And we had such an exceptional experience with that whale coming up. I don't know. What would you say, all you that were there? 10 to 20 feet from our whale watching boat?
I'm back. Sorry.
What was she barking at?
Everybody.
Okay.
No, Miss Jill, our neighbor, came over and knocked on the door.
Gotcha. Anyways, I don't even know what I was saying. Whale watching was amazing. Though. Yeah, the whale comes up 10 to 20 feet from our boat. The whale watching captain and guide, we had 2 people working, have never had one come up that close to the boat. Oh, sorry, I gave us balloons. It was phenomenal. As a matter of fact, I actually put up a short this morning. So it wasn't that video, but it was the same whale when it surfaced again, just a little bit farther from our boat. It was spectacular.
Did you show him the picture of Steven while I was dealing with our dog?
Yeah, I did.
Sorry. Our neighbor came over and J-Lo.
When somebody knocks on the door, rings the doorbell, J-Lo goes crazy.
She goes crazy if you go outside.
Yes. So funny that you say that, Chris. In one of my videos, I have Tiffany in the background going, I saw its blowhole.
Oh, Aunt Granny.
So I let Josh hear it this morning. It got me tickled.
And she really is Aunt Granny now.
She really is. Aunt Granny with that hat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we got tickled this morning watching that. I saw its blowhole.
She started an Instagram page, made it official.
Yep. But anyway, so we did whale watching in Juneau. We went with, hold on, because I can't remember their name. Juneau. Do
you know who it was?
Juneau Whale Watch. Let me drop their link. If any of you are going to Alaska.
Anyway. I'm sorry, Miss Stacy. I was about to read what you said. You were on the phone with Tie-Dye Dave.
Juneau Whale Watch. Juneau Tours. Here we go. They were absolutely phenomenal to work with. We got there. Our cruise. So we dock in Juneau. We get off the ship. And And then later that day, that is a really long link. Anyways, later that day, around 11:30ish, I think, the cruise ship moves and it turns into a tender port for us to get back onto the ship.
Oh, Lord, I don't want to talk about that.
So that was weird. So it cut our time in port down. And so, anyways, we get to the whale watching place. It's a 20-minute bus ride, I think, 30 minutes maybe. I don't remember. And I told the guy that was going to be on the boat with us, look, we've got to all be back in line to get back on the boat by, what was it, 12:45, 12:30, something like that. He's like, oh, well, I'll be back in plenty of time.
No, it was like
1:30 something. Yeah. I don't remember. Anyways, they had us back an hour early. They were exceptional. So easy to communicate with. I was able to text them to set everything up. It was great. I can't recommend them enough.
What? I was letting you finish talking.
I'm done.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. The only thing about the tender thing is that we got to go when we pulled up to the boat. You know, sometimes the tender, you're like on deck 1 or something. We were like on deck below water level. I don't know how they thought people were going to fit in that hallway.
I don't either.
I stepped in there, and Philip, as soon as Philip stepped in, I seen his head touching the ceiling. I was like, oh, this ain't going to be good. I was literally shoulder to shoulder, wall to wall in this hallway with my neck bending. My ear was on the ceiling, and I'm like sitting here sliding down the walls trying to fit in this hallway.
So tiny.
And then we finally could work our way up, and I was like, man, that's terrible. Like, I would not want to have to do that every day.
So what it was those things on the side of the ship that say no tug. I know y'all all seen it. Y'all cruised. That's what we actually got off on. So they had lowered it down, and that was the platform. We stepped from the lifeboat onto that thing that says no tug, and there's doors behind that, and that's where we went in. It was pretty wild. Lucky you, we got back by the skin of our teeth. The line was huge to get back on, and we snuck in at the front, and no one said anything because I could not stand in that line. The line to get back on was crazy.
When me, Philip, and Mr. Roger got back, we walked literally all the way down the ramp and walked right into one of them. The
line to get back on when I got in line was almost back to the red Tracy's Crab Shack building thing.
And it was interesting as we were going to get back on our ship, and they was bringing in a ship was just coming in.
Yeah.
One of the Holland Americans, and it was Holland America. It was parked in front of the other Holland America. And it was just like ships everywhere moving around.
We boarded on deck B, then walked up to deck A. I didn't even catch that, actually.
See, I don't know. See, there you go. Chris is a statistician.
He is. So Juno was crazy. So you and Philip and Mr. Roger went fishing. Unfortunately, no fish were caught, but a good time was had by all.
Sorry. We seen a lot of fish. They were just this big.
Yeah, they went to the hatchery.
Us to the hatchery, and we seen them.
So Juno was a great day. I loved Juno.
Did you talk about Skagway?
No, Skagway was probably my favorite.
Skagway was my favorite. Walking around, just getting to do stuff.
Yeah. We hiked in Skagway.
And about died, but we made it.
Yes, to all of the above.
I talked to somebody that went to that lake, that Lost Lake. They did the ATV ride up to it.
Oh, I didn't know there was an ATV.
Said it was really nice. I was like, I bet it was riding ATVs up it.
Yeah.
We literally hiked for an hour straight up and almost died.
But I'm going to tell you what, though. We got to do it at our own pace.
Mm-hmm.
We got to stop and literally smell the roses. There weren't roses, but like we found salmon berries.
Mm-hmm.
And I tasted a salmon berry. We found fiddlehead ferns that were still curled up.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a beautiful stream.
Mm-hmm.
You got some great footage.
Oh, yeah. That was more like a rapids. That dude was hauling.
Yeah. I mean, so I loved being on our own for that reason, that we could literally stop and do what we wanted for however long we wanted, wherever we wanted on the trail.
Me and Mallory seen a little chipmunk that was coming out underneath those rocks.
I was out of breath. I didn't get to see it. So the pace that, although it was hard, it was a hard hike. It was a hard hike.
Even if you went up the service road and not up the trail.
That would have been worse, I think.
it would have been brutal because it was almost straight
Yeah.
up and it was so slick.
I think the
Coming
surface road
down
would
was
have been
hard,
worse.
but
Coming down was very hard.
anyway, we were like, hey, let's go see how far the waterfall is. So we get up there, and the waterfall was another 2 miles up. And the road where you started at the sign for the waterfall, I kid you not, if this is 90, it was 75.
If we'd have had on the proper shoes, snacks, and water, like some crackers or something, I would have said, yeah, let's do it.
No, absolutely not. If I'd have been 100 pounds lighter and 10, 15 years younger, maybe.
It was so awesome, though. I know that waterfall has to be
water
beautiful.
And snacks wasn't going to make a hill of beans difference.
Yes, it would.
We were already 1,300 feet up in there. Nowhere in Louisiana, even if you got on top of the Superdome, the lights at Tiger Stadium, no point in Louisiana can you get to 1,300 feet if it doesn't involve an airplane.
So Tiffany said Skagway was the coldest I've ever been in my whole life, but loved the train ride. You should have hiked with us. It wasn't cold.
It wasn't cold.
We were like stripping jackets, tie them around our waist. We're like, I'm hot. It was awesome.
Everybody enjoyed the train ride. I will tell you, though, that is the most wind I've ever experienced in my life.
That wind was
brutal.
It would literally blow you around. Like it would move you.
It was blowing. At one point, Mallory held on to me. It'd blow you sideways, backwards. It'd blow you every which way it could.
So so many people that were with us did the train ride, and I've talked to a lot of people that have done the train ride. So I think next time I'm in Skagway, I'm going to do the train ride.
2027.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I gave us another.
I know. And then right here, Stacy said they did the trolley tour, and I saw those going around, and that was cool. I love Skagway.
We went to the fur trading company.
That was the coolest thing.
Got to meet a man that owns it. He's a Tlingit Indian that lives in the Yukon, and he told us stories that we're not allowed to repeat. And it wasn't that they were ugly.
No.
Just in their culture, when they tell a story, they tell you of something they experience. It's not your story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked us, he said, please don't tell these stories or my stories to be able to tell you for you to enjoy. And so by that means, we'll never tell the stories because he asked us.
He and his wife are fur trappers.
Yes. And we got to see their trapping cabin. So cool. Oh, what did he have? Wolverine. He had Wolverine and Pine Marten.
Yeah. And it was just incredible.
It was the whole fur.
It was incredible.
And he had just sold the links, and he makes hats that you could buy. And I said, man, I live in Louisiana. I would love to have one of your hats.
We would die. But
I would literally never be able to wear it in Louisiana. But he told us some great stories, showed us some pictures of stuff. But anyway, it was cool to get to meet people like that and have that kind of interaction. Mm-hmm. We went into a bar, a saloon, let's say from the gold rush that was used for gambling and food, that now is a national park thing. It was pretty cool. Yep. And we got to go eat the little baby donuts.
Yeah. And I made a short about that. Gerald said felt like tropical storm winds. It did.
Was, and it was constant.
So I see the correction here, Chris. Sarah has a new jacket from Skagway. Thanks, wind. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. Yes, I went there in April and I was freezing. The snow was higher than the train. I bet it was cold in April.
Yeah, I bet it was.
I mean, because we were there end of May, 1st of June, and it was still cold. And Josh, you were right. The highest point in Louisiana is 535 feet above sea level.
Yeah. And see, I want another 800 feet above that.
Y'all, we did. But it was worth it, though. That lake was beautiful. It was worth it. It was worth it. I would do it again.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool.
It was really cool. Mm-hmm. So I think Skagway, I think the town of Skagway was my favorite port.
Yeah,
I loved whale watching in Juneau.
It just dawned on me. I think the thing about the cruising to Alaska, I think it's a great way to be introed into Alaska. Mm-hmm. But I'm such an outdoors dude that loves to be in the woods and stuff. I think I more see Alaska as uncommercialized, uninhabited. So that's probably why I like the cruise thing. I think it's really cool, and I would 100% tell anybody. As a matter of fact, I told everybody that's never been to Alaska they need to go. Like in my meeting in New Orleans, they were like, "Oh man, you just got back from Alaska." I'm like, "Yeah, you need to go.
Yeah,
go experience it." But I know, like going and staying on a lake in the middle of the woods with no cell phone for a week's not everybody's cup of tea, which would be mine. I get it. So yeah,
and
enjoy commercialized Alaska.
And I don't know how to make that kind of a trip happen. because it's not commercialized, you know? So, like, how do you make that happen? I don't know. We'll figure it out one day.
Find a guy and go do it.
We'll figure it out one day. We'll go.
My boss goes every year. He goes to a fishing camp.
In Alaska?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Every year. He goes in August, and all they have is a satellite phone. His phone don't work.
Oh. We'll just go with him.
Yeah, no. I seen how much a week-long out there salmon fishing trip is, and yeah.
You don't have to fish, just go.
Yeah.
I gotta chop down some firewood or something.
Yeah, I mean, and then you go and I was like, Amanda, now you see why everybody's got firewood. Like, oh, what about the rhubarb?
So it grows really prolifically up there. What would you recommend for children 18 to 10 years old? And I know you're talking about Alaska. As far as excursions,
Whale watching,
train ride, hike that trail in Skagway. It's a very, very clearly marked trail.
Gold mining.
You can pan for gold. I mean, there's gobs of things to do up there. And quite frankly, I don't think there's a bad thing to do up there. I would definitely say so excursions are expensive up there. If you are going to book an excursion and you can only afford an excursion in one place, I'm going to say book an excursion in Ketchikan.
No. Yeah, no. Ketchikan, you could do a cheap one because I was talking to somebody that did the bus tour thing. It wasn't expensive.
No.
So if you're going to do one, if I had to do one, I would do the helicopter ride that took you out to the wilderness and the glacier.
If you can afford it, do it.
Do the helicopter ride because you're going to see stuff that you couldn't get to any other way.
No.
There's no roads, no nothing.
Yeah.
The helicopter's taking you literally. The only way you're getting there is hiking or the helicopter.
So a helicopter ride, hiking, train ride, a fishing tour if it's fishing season and the fish are running. I mean, there's so many things to do up there. So whatever's on your list, whatever's on your kids' list, sit down and talk to them about it and figure it out and do it because, I mean, there's just everything up there to do.
And Song, if this is your first time here, it's not. Sorry.
They were here before Alaska.
Oh, sweet. Hey, Song, sorry. I apologize.
You need to go on that show alone. Oh.
Yeah, I would. I would if I could get off work that
You'd miss Jayla.
I would, but the fact that I could just go out there and walk around, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes, if weather is bad, they will cancel the helicopters, but I can tell you this. They will not cancel the helicopters if the wind is like 1,000,000 miles an hour.
No, because them dudes was flying and sliding in that stuff, man.
I have never in all of my life, I'm like, these pilots are amazing.
They come right by the cruise ship, and I know some of y'all got to watch them land, and them dudes turn and just slid like on ice and made a U-ey, and boop, set right down.
Was crazy all day
Did
long.
everybody else, I forgot, did everybody else in Skagway get to see the sea lions like we did?
I don't think so.
Man, we seen 5 sea lions right by the cruise ship, and then 4 of them went under, and one stayed up on top floating around like a log. He was a big old sea lion.
Yeah, you can watch yourself right here.
I can watch myself there. Yeah, it's weird. She takes over the monitor, and I can't see what's going on.
Sorry.
I can actually look at my phone.
You can look at your phone.
But anyway,
see if I can find the little picture. They were so cute.
Yeah, no, they wasn't little and cute. Them things are huge.
Well,
huge and mean.
It was still cute.
I don't think you have it.
I haven't gotten to it. There it is.
Oh, there he is. He's floating like a log in the water.
Hold on a second. It's loading.
It's loading, but I hate it if y'all didn't all know we missed him. Yeah, there he is.
See how cute?
Yeah, there was 5 of them. Yeah. And 4 of them, and I mean, they literally were right where the pier started to come out to go to the cruise ship up against the rocks and stuff. Like I said, there was 5, and then 4 went down, and 1 stayed up.
Gerald said in Skagway, it reminded me of home with helicopter landing and taking off.
I mean, them dudes they were legit on doing what they were doing.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Listen, if it wasn't so much money, I'd have paid to do it.
So we didn't eat in Juneau. Mm-mm. We ate in Skagway and we ate in Ketchikan.
Yes.
If you go to Ketchikan, please do not eat at the place near the pier. I mean,
fish
near
house.
the dock, the fish house. Mm-hmm. Customer service was terrible. Food was terrible. Prices were through the roof. Mm-hmm. Now,
go away from the pier.
If you eat at the place in Skagway that you can see,
it's called the Skagway Fish Company.
Skagway Fish Company. Food is great. They have sweet tea, and
they do.
They serve it to you in a big fish glass bottle.
Yeah.
And it's 3 refills in that bottle. So you pay $6.
Yeah.
And they give you the glass fish bottle. I thought I was supposed to drink out of it, and then the dude bought me the glass, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Let's see.
So it just shows you like I'm not 100% cultured sometimes.
Here is our glass fish bottles.
Yeah. Philip was just going for it. Everybody was like pumped. We're like, "Oh my god, we got sweet tea!"
Yeah, I know. We were like, "Yay!"
And they had biscuits, and her biscuits were great.
Yeah.
Because the chef was from South Carolina, so
and you
it
got
was cool.
King crab bisque.
I got king crab biscuit. Was really cool. The big king crab half platter was $200. I'm not going to say the people sitting at the table next to us who could not speak English had 3 servings of that before we left. So I know at least their bill was $600.
Yes.
And I was like, holy shamoly. That's a lot.
Stacey said we didn't eat anywhere. We waited until we got back and had seafood in Seattle.
There you go.
Fresh seafood in Seattle too. They got it there.
We had seafood in Seattle.
We did.
We did.
We had lots of good fish and chips.
And we're talking about, like, I'm gonna tell people, like I said, the majority of y'all been there. Seattle was cleaner than I thought it was going to be. I've been in a lot of big cities.
The part we were in,
the touristy part.
Yeah.
You cannot go to a touristy part in New Orleans and find any of it clean. New Orleans is dirty altogether. But anyway, super clean city. The touristy areas were really nice. Nobody pressured you to do nothing. The guy at the fish thing was super nice. He talked to me. We were having conversations about salmon. He was from Alaska. And I said, "Hey, when do y'all?" And he goes, "Give me a minute and I'll do it." I didn't even get out, like, ask when they threw the fish.
And he's talking about at Pike's Place.
Pike's Place. So the guy got out and threw the fish for me because I asked, and everybody got to watch the famous thing. Then they lied to me and took me down to the gum wall, which was disgusting.
Trevor was 100% behind that.
Trevor is going to.
I just supported him.
So if you do go to, I told people, I know most of us are good Southern people in here. Good Southern people that went to family reunions, Sunday dinner on the ground. Your aunt makes the best version of this ever in your life. So please don't leave me ugly comments. But that macaroni and cheese at Beecher's is up there with top.
It was the best I've ever had.
Macaroni and cheeses I've ever had in my life.
It's the best I've ever had.
I mean, and I know people are going to be like, nobody up north knows how to make macaroni and cheese. Yes, they do. Go to Seattle, to that place right there, and you'll be like, oh, it's in a touristy area. No, it is, but it is.
It's worth it.
Some of the best. And then we went to the cider place.
Yeah.
And Trevor got cold cider. Philip got hot apple cider, and Philip said it was some of the best hot apple cider he's ever had in his life.
So Beecher's makes their own cheese right there in the store. There's literally a glass wall, and they were on the other side of the glass wall making their cheese. Yes. And that mac and cheese was creamy and delicious and amazing. Yeah, Chris, we tricked him. We told him there was a coffee shop, and there is a coffee shop. And there was also the gum wall. And that coffee shop will sell you a piece of gum for 50 cents.
I would have filmed Beecher's, but there were so many people in there with the cheese. So I filmed Mallory eating the cheese by the flower stand and panned over to it and went back to Mallory in a short. But if you do go to Seattle, please take that. So Song, if you've got teenagers and they love mac and cheese and you get into Seattle early enough, please go in a day early, go to the Space Needle. Yeah. Some people will tell you Space Needle ain't worth it. It's worth it.
Oh, it's absolutely worth it.
If the weather's good.
Yeah.
If the weather's not good, don't go because you're not going to be able to see
nothing at all. You're wasting your money.
The handmade pies were good too.
The handmade pies at the top were delicious.
Yes.
They're expensive, but they're delicious.
The glass floor laying on it was awesome. Miss Norma's not in here for us to discuss Miss Norma laying on the glass floor with Mallory.
Funny.
And Mr. Roger about dying because Miss Norma got on the floor with a 15-year-old.
It was hilarious.
That picture may be available somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't have it, but someone else may have that picture.
I do.
But anyway, enjoy Seattle. It was a beautiful city. Very clean.
Stacey said they took a sunset cruise on Elliott Bay in Seattle on Friday night after we got back, and it was so nice. We got to see the island that the ferry brings people over from. That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we didn't do nothing like that.
So they stayed over for a couple of days.
Yeah, I think if I could get an early enough flight, I think I would maybe want to stay over a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead of time or stay after.
I would like to go ahead of time, a couple of
know.
days. I really enjoyed Seattle. I really did.
I will tell you what I do not enjoy is a Thursday to Thursday cruise.
That's so weird.
It was so weird from all kinds of angles. I just Thursday to Thursday just wasn't G-hawing.
But if you can't tell, we had a blast on FRGC 4. We're over by an hour. I mean 3. We're over by 6 minutes already. So really quickly, FRGC 4 is in September of 2026. It is going to be on the Jubilee. And it is going to be the Jubilee's first sailing to Celebration Key. So hit me up,
Daryl.
if you want to come with us. We would love to have you.
Ooh, you saw the redwoods. That's cool. You want
Here's
to
my email address.
Go to Celebration Key.
Come with us on FRGC 4. It's a blast. You're sailing with friends, and everywhere you go, you've got cruise buddies.
And Kevin.
Just Kevin. So we would love to have every one of you join us on FRGC 4.
We're gonna get his door hanger made. It's gonna say Dr. Cherie
and Just Kevin.
Just Kevin.
That's awesome. We have to remember that.
It's up here now.
Yeah. So anyway,
hey, come check it out. Hey, continue to follow, like, subscribe, share the link of our video we posted
share
today.
A page, share a link,
let them
share
know
everything.
If anybody's interested in the cruise, hook them up with Amanda. Not me. I have no idea what we're doing.
Yes.
I'm just here. So anyway, hey, remember, as always, the good Lord loves you.
We love you.
And as always, if you have luggage,
you should be traveling.
Peace, cruise people.
Good night.